Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of DarLeeLlama Plays Stoneshard. We are on episode 17. Last time we went around and did points of interest and we did a little bit of hunting. As you can see, we've got a pretty stocked larder here. And we have a couple of items in here. I think we're going to go ahead and pull out for this boss fight, if there is a quest available. I like holding on the brandy as pain management. So we'll be taking on the Henbane for the Battle Rage, cheap Battle Rage. Let's go ahead and cook up those tender meats we got and then throw them into our backpack. And then we'll go talk to the Elder. So one thing I often discuss with my friends are hypotheticals. So we are headed to Monastery. Good enough. That is one up and then all the way east or west. It's hypotheticals. And some of the hypotheticals that we've discussed are basically, you know, would you rather or what would you do situations, things like, you know, which superpower would you prefer? If you could have a superpower at all. You know, would you push the button situations? And there's one hypothetical that I have always asked someone, and they almost always, like 99% of the time, only one person has ever not gotten angry over this, but they almost always get angry at the hypothetical, at the situation that I proposed. It's basically a story. And it's a what would you do? You know, how you would react to this happening to you. So for this stream, for this video, I'm going to tell you the hypothetical, and I'm not going to actually take it into consideration when I recount the story in the future for what your comments are, but if you leave a comment, tell me how you reacted. I would like to know. But here's the situation, the hypothetical, so to speak. Let's turn our volume down just a little bit so I can hear. There we go. Let's say you get older than you are now. Even if you are an older person, you have a family, you know. If you do have a family, then this is even more relevant to you. But let's say you are, we'll say 40 years old, and you have a loving family. You know, you got, maybe we'll say you have a nuclear family. You got the son, the daughter, and the daughter is the eldest, and she is just the apple of your eye, right? We're talking good grades, always listens to mommy and daddy. She's on the academic team, and we'll say, you know, track, you know, so she's athletic, does great in school, straight A's. Just the best little girl that you could possibly have. So she's in high school. She just started high school. And we'll say she's about 15, 16 years old. Okay? She's always on time when she comes home. She always lets you know when she's going to be home. And she always obeys her curfew. And her curfew is 9 o'clock. Whether she has dinner with you all or not, she at least lets you know ahead of time. So she just started school, high school, and then we'll say halfway through high school, she doesn't come home at 9, and she doesn't call, You are starting to get pretty worried. Until later that evening, at 11 o'clock, she comes in, and she brings this little boy with her. We'll say he is 15, so a year younger than her. Looks about 15, and he's like a head shorter than her. We'll say, like a smaller guy. You go up to her, and you say, "Where have you been?" You know, she violated curfew. She didn't call. You were worried sick. You know, she could have been hurt. You don't know. The boy, we'll call him Tyler, because that's why I've always named him in this situation. Tyler steps up to you and says, "Don't worry about it." What do you do? So that's the thing that I always love to lead off those hypotheticals with. I've always asked people, I have had so many people basically say that they would enact violence upon Tyler for daring to come into your home and telling you what to do at all. The fact that he brought your child home at such a late time, and it's the full gambit. I've had young girls say it the same thing, that they would beat his ass down, to 50-year-old guys basically putting their hands on their hips and giving an exasperated sigh and just complete shock over the fact that something could happen like that. But typically the response for this Tyler is to get his ass beat and usually thrown out of the door. Like I said, there's always an exception. The one exception was she was never going to have kids anyway, so she wouldn't care what this fictional kid would do anyway. So that was the one exception. But if you want to see friends of yours, particularly if they're older and have families, get extremely worked up, this is a little hypothetical, a situational that you can ask them and see how they react to. Typically, and when I say typically, I mean it's like I said, 99% of the time, they will get mad enough to start punching Tyler in the face. And it's hilarious to see people get so worked up. Oh, we finally found a bandage. Okay, we need to eat. We need to drink. We will eat this. Perfect. And one drink will do us. A dab will do. And we don't need this bandage up, but we'll take a small rest, get some HP back. This dungeon's not been so good for treasure, but oh well. We haven't hit every room either, so that is a factor. Alright, we'll just keep heading down. We'll hit those rooms on the way back up. Not that big a deal. Hoping to run into the boss sooner rather than later. Our armor is really paying off. We're taking almost no damage. 1 health, 3 health, you know. Yeah, 3 health. So, heavy armor is definitely a safe way to go if you're trying to do permadeath runs in the future. It's just energy hungry in the later game. You must be aware of that. junk, man. Just total junk. Give me something good. Slam you against the wall. Okay, come on now. That's the second crowbar I've seen. It's starting to get silly. Well, thankfully we picked up extra along the way. A little bit of gold here and there. Here's the boss. As I said before in other videos, of maybe this one is, and now this one as well. This guy doesn't want to drop loot. I don't know if you guys have had problems with that lately or at all, but I guarantee he won't drop loot. I was proven a liar once again, and holy crap, we found something unique. Ooh. Alright, first things first, let's empty out. Eat. We'll throw the rest of the food in the... It's not food. There we go. Put that over here and there. We need a new purse. Magic resistance, unholy resistance, bleed resistance, dodge chance, magic power, noise produce. Wow. That's really good. It could only be better if we got this on an actual mage type character. Long ago, Bryn used to be a gathering spot for a secret cult of sanguimancers coveting the secrets of vampirism. It's unknown whether they were successful with their experiments, but they met their demise as it befits the vampires, with stakes deep in their chests. So, I'd like to wear this, but again, we've already committed to just using a backpack as our walking fridge. I don't think we'll end up using it as much as we would like, but it's really cool to get. I'm definitely hanging on to it as a trophy. We'll just go ahead and use this. Steady militia flail. It's barely worth enough to keep the cell, so we'll hold on to it for now, I guess. Maybe one of the first things to go. Well, that was cool. Finally got something from that dude. And I was, once again, proven a liar by the game. An onion. A dog vampire. Are you the gatekeeper? Nope. Ghostbusters reference. I've not seen the new Ghostbusters, i.e. the one with all female cast, but I've seen clips of it, and I do not think I would enjoy it. It seems like a poorly made movie as compared to a poorly thought out movie, and even then, it's probably a little bit of, it's probably that too, now I think about it, not even a little bit. I am looking forward to the Ghostbusters sequel that deals with the family of one of the Ghostbusters, and would be a more tried and true nostalgic sequel. But it had such a good... The franchise. The Ghostbusters franchise had such a good potential as a big money earner, even for remakes. And it didn't follow through. I used to be a huge Ghostbusters fan of the animated kids shows when I was a kid. So that's why I have anything to say about it at all. I watched both. The bad one and the good one. And even then, I don't think they were entirely both bad. I think they both had their merits. It's just one was an actual cartoon sequel to the movies, and the other was a cheaply produced knockoff aimed at taking advantage of stupid kids, and that's exactly what it did. Effectively. Not that we were complaining, because we were all like, Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters! Know what I mean? You know what I mean. Can you imagine if they made like knockoffs of SpongeBob for kids who grew up, we'll say 15 years from now, and it ended up not going well? Or some other hot property. Something that is easily recognizable. That being said, Netflix has been doing good things with remakes. Although that's debatable among some people. I forgot we had skill points. So we already pumped our vitality to 16. I said we're not going to go any further than that, so we're just going to go back in the strength and start dumping into it. I like having high damage. I like having high crit efficiency. The block chance definitely helps us, considering we're two-handed and we're not actually using a shield, so any kind of block that we can get. Because I think it checks dodge, then block. It's our 2 layers of defense. Block chance 19, and that's with a two-handed sword. So yeah, we'll go back into this. Puts us up 1 point. And a little bit of block power. One show they keep remaking, and it's either a hit or miss, is TMNT. That being said, I really enjoyed the 3D TMNT that came out. I thought it was really good. Definitely a good opportunity to introduce the series to kids, but I wasn't a fan of the one that came out after that until recently. I saw how good the animation was. I appreciate good animation. I've always liked animation, and I studied it in college. So it has more than just fan interest for me. We should have cooked that before we deposited it, but oh well. So we had a really good haul. I want to put the cloak in here. So shiny. And maybe we'll find a chance to use it. We'll sell all of this after we wake up in the morning. And then we'll get ready for our next foray. Which should be, I'm going to guess it's the undead. If it's not the undead, it'll be the bandit castle. If it's the bandit castle, we'll be in for a fight. But we handled it once, we can handle it again. So, that being said, that'll be it for this episode of DarLeeLlama Plays Stoneshard. It's a short episode. But I think we got a lot done. We did a dungeon very quickly, you know. I mean, honestly, if we didn't even bother trying to loot the place, we could just slam through these dungeons. But I like to get loot and slowly build up our nest egg. I hope you all had as much fun playing along with me as I have been playing along with you. Like I said, next episode we'll be heading for the next dungeon. That being said, this is DarLeeLlama signing off. Stay safe, take care, have a wonderful day, and I hope you will join us again next time. Leave a comment and a like if you like, and I will see you again. Bye.